Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. I hope you'll have a good Shabbos. This week is Parshas VaYechi as we conclude the book of Bereshis. We want to thank our two sponsors for this week's videos of our Torah. First, an anonymous sponsor who's sponsoring to be a merit for the refuah shlema of Guta Pesach Bat Risa Elka, and we daven that she should have refuah shlema, and we thank the sponsor. And we'd also like to thank Leah and Howard Sendik, who are sponsoring in memory of Leah's father, Moshe Tzvi Ben Shlomo Alav Hashalom, and Howard's mother, Ayala Bat Simcha Halevi Allah Hashalom. The Hashem should have an Aliyah, and we thank Leah and Howard. There's a pasuk in this week's parsha which has always troubled me and has likewise troubled all of our classical commentaries for as long as we know. It is a problematic pasuk, where it's not clear why it is in the Torah at all, certainly in its specific location. And this year, a new interpretation occurred to me. There have always been suggestions in our traditional commentaries, but they have left many people unsatisfied. And this year, a new interpretation occurred to me, one that seems possibly correct. And so I share it with you, and you can let me know what you think, or perhaps you've already heard it or seen it in an earlier source. The scene is when Yosef is visiting his father Yaakov after being told that Yaakov has become even more ill. It seems that he'll be dying soon, and Yosef brings Ephraim and Menashe to see their grandfather Yaakov. And when Yosef enters, Yaakov strengthens himself and sits up in his bed. And Yaakov tells Yosef, I want to share with you something important. When I was returning from Lavan's house, Kel Shakai Nira Eli Beluz Be'eretz Canaan, Hashem appeared to me and he blessed me. Vayomer Eli, and God said to me at that time, Hineni mafrecha v'bisicha, I will make you fruitful and I will multiply you. And I will turn you into a congregation of nations. Vata, and now Yosef, Shnei Vanecha, Hanoladim Lecha Be'eretz Ephraim, your two sons that were born to you in Egypt before I came down. Ephraim u'Menashe, Kiruvain v'Shimon Yuli. Your sons Ephraim and Menashe, they're like Ruvain and Shimon, they're like my own sons. I treat them like they're my own sons. They are included in the count of the tribes. They shall be considered heads of tribes in the future nation of the Jewish people. And then Yaakov continues and adds something inexplicably. Va'ani, and I, b'va'oi mi Paran, at that same time when I was returning to the house of Lavan, Mesa alai Rachel be'eretz Canaan, Baderech, suddenly Rachel died on the road, giving birth to Binyamin. And I buried her on the road, on the way, the closest place in Beis Lachem. All the commentators are wondering, what does this have to do with Yaakov's speech? Why is Yaakov telling us? Yosef now is also information that Yosef obviously knows. Rashi suggests that Yaakov was trying to appease Yosef, and even though Yaakov was asking for him to take his body, Yaakov, when he would die, back to the land of Israel and be buried in Maras Machpelah, and even though Yaakov did not do that to provide that to Rachel to bury her in Maras Machpelah, he's explaining why he couldn't do it, because she died on the way. It's not a satisfying explanation, because this is not when Yaakov asked to be buried in Maras Machpelah. That was an earlier speech. So why does Yaakov include the fact that Rachel died on the way in this speech? So it occurred to me this year that Yaakov seems to be saying as follows. He's explaining why he's blessing Yosef to, so to speak, have an extra portion. That Yosef's two sons, Ephraim and Menashe, should be treated like Yaakov's sons. They should be considered tribal leaders. And he's explaining to him that Yaakov says, when I return from the house of Lavan, God blessed me, and he said that I will be fruitful and multiply. And Yaakov understood that to mean, as Chazal interpret, that he will be blessed with more children and more tribes. And Yaakov is saying, I was expecting those children to come from Rachel. And then suddenly she died. And with Rachel's death, so died Yaakov's vision for the family. Yaakov sensed that the family was not complete, that his life was not complete, that he was supposed to do more, that he was supposed to build a bigger family, that there were supposed to be more tribes. And yet it didn't happen. Rachel died. Yaakov, looking at Yosef, he now realizes, and he's telling him, Yosef, I now realize that what I could not do, you will do, that you are in my place, that your sons will fill that void that should have been if Rachel would have lived and had more children. They will be like my sons. They will be those missing tribes. Yaakov had been bothered his entire life that something seemed unfinished. He couldn't do it. He did not fulfill the vision, the prophecy, the blessing of God. But now at the very end of his life, he sees Yosef, he sees his sons, and he realizes, and he says, Yosef, you will finish what I did not finish. You are continuing my mission. What I could not complete, you will do for me. Mishnah in Perkei Avos says, Lo alecha hamlacha ligmor, v'lo alecha livatel mimenu. We cannot finish the work, but we also cannot free ourselves from it. We are responsible to do as much as we can. That means the work of fixing the world, of the great accomplishments and goals of the Jewish people, but also means of our own lives. If we really have goals, if we really have dreams, if we have aspirations, probably almost all of us will never fulfill all of them. Even Yaakov did not finish everything he wanted to do. But that shouldn't deter us. It's only if we dream for the stars will we reach the treetops. And it's also by dreaming for the stars we will inspire, we will set the path, we will put events into motion so that others will be able to finish the job. David wanted to build a Beis Hamikdash, but he couldn't. But because he wanted to, his son Shlomo would. Yaakov envisioned a future of the Jewish people that included 2 tribes. He couldn't accomplish that, but through Yosef he would. By envisioning, by setting goals, by desiring, by having spiritual yearnings, we will reach higher, we will do more, but we will also set in motion future events so that others will take over for us. Our dreams will inspire others. We can be like Yaakov, and we can also be like Yosef. We should know that we have the ability to finish the lives of others, to accomplish the dreams that others did not, whether it is our parents, previous generations, whether it is a community accomplishment. That was what was so powerful in that moment. Yaakov started it, and Yosef would finish it. And so too in our lives, we are constantly being Yaakovs. We are starting something. We also have the ability to be a Yosef, to finish what others began. We can never do it on our own. We can only do it together. We can only do it with our contemporaries. We can also only do it by linking to the previous generations, the work that preceded us, and by hopefully setting the path for those who will come after us, who will finish and reach some of those dreams that we will not perhaps fully attain. Those are the inspiring models of Yaakov and Yosef, and we can live both in our lives. Good Shabbos and Shabbat Shalom.